Everyone wants to make something cool, and yet the whole idea is to not focus on making something cool, something good, something wow. That's not how you start. So pay attention for a moment while I explain the better way to focus and how to achieve the result of making something cool really, truly. This is just based in my experience, and I have plenty of things still to learn, but I have been teaching this and doing it myself for 38 years. So let's get into this. First of all, why do we want to make something cool? Well, we want to make something cool because we want to be proud of what we do and we want people to actually appreciate what the thing is. So we envision a future product that we have that is cool, and we hope and pray and try to shoot directly toward that. That doesn't work. That actually gets in the way of your ability to do exactly that. Why? Because when you focus on that external sense of a cool, great, badass thing, you're missing the core elements that actually develop the cool, great, badass thing. Focusing on the external won't get the internal going and with the right motivation and with the right focus. It will always keep you on the outside of something, and you will actually be using your inner self-critic to pick apart every potential move. That's going to cause you to stop yourself every time you think you're going in a direction. It may actually, for some of you, have less impact and you can move forward. But you still are going to be enlisting your hypersensitive critical criteria for what you should continue to include as you move forward. That is unhealthy. It's fundamentally not a constructive, polite to self, empathetic way of moving into creating anything. You will be gauging, critiquing, and taking out that imaginary red pen or red magic marker and crossing everything off right as you invent, as you come up with an idea. As an example of this, I have been creating theater and dance-based, movement-based work with many people, and I teach kids how to create. When I teach various theater and dance classes, and when I'm choreographing on some of these kids, I also teach them how to create on their own. So I will turn to them and say, tomorrow we're going to have you do the choreography, create some of the stuff, and we're going to put it right in there. They always turn to each other with a big yes, saying, let's make something cool. And my job is to actually get them to focus away from that. Because as soon as you want to make something cool, you're even not going to know how to start with a move, because you'll look at that pose or that move and you want to enter with a big bang, and you're going to be saying to yourself, nah, that's not the right one. Over and over and over again, I have seen this so many times. So what do you do? Let's get into what you do. You focus instead internally. You move yourself into figuring out the things that matter to you. What is it that makes you tick? What do you care about? What do you feel is most interesting to you when you have spare time and you are in the process of researching something? What is it that you research? And even more importantly than what? Why? What is it about life? You in the world. You in relation to others. You in relation to the things you shop for and, look into in detail. For example, if, let's say, you like cameras and you like to research cameras, what is it about them? Is it about the construction? Is it about the design? Is it about the way the whole thing integrates? Is it about how well it keeps up with current technology? Is it about how simplistic it is? Is it about how refined the entire package is? Is it how easily adaptable the thing is to all of the other accessories so that you can use all of them if you want to? Do you like the luxury brand stuff and you find yourself going toward the really, really fancy, expensive stuff? Not that you can necessarily afford it. Maybe you can. But if you can't, is it your fascination with the brilliance of something that costs $20,000 or more dollars, and you look at that and you say, how is it that they actually have crafted something that is in demand at that high price? That actually points to a notion that has less to do with the product itself and has more to do with the economy of pricing, the culture of marketing something of high value, quality goods in this, world. So you have to examine what it is and why you care about that. Then you're moving into what it is that you're actually interested in focusing on, because those things are the things that you will enable yourself to be able to categorize, to list, to create a full-bodied understanding. And then when you have that, you can go into that direction and explain that stuff with passion, with an emotional and intellectual and heartfelt curiosity that you really groove on. And when you do that, you'll be able to explain something very, very good, very valuable, very solid, very enlightening and illuminating to people. Your need to make something cool will actually get in the way of that, because you will stop yourself from saying what needs to be said about the various parts that you know need to be included. People don't necessarily need to be pleased at all. You don't need to mollify them or make your content so super uber likable. That's not what it's about. You need to be able to explain things that you truly care about, that tell it like it is, pulling no punches, going straight into the core of a central series of issues. And then you expand out and out and out, and you explain all of the other components so that people can get it. So when I explain something about how the dance-based movement kids, the choreography kids, really ought to move into something, there's analogies there, and I don't want to get into that right now because it works to move toward your core belief systems and the reasons behind it for movement and dance and art and writing and music, all of the creativity notions, those media, and for that matter, the concept of creativity itself, as well as any other core issue in business, in healing, in self-development, in learning, in relationships, in self-improvement, spirituality. All of these are coming at it when you want to make content that explains something to somebody, coming from the same exact core place. You need to investigate what it is that you really want to talk about when you love doing one of the many things, by getting into why do you care about that. Those elements will enable you to frame the core concepts you hold dear, and then to list them in a certain proper progression so that you can speak about these things. You don't have to make a big long thing. This thing is 10 minutes or 12 minutes, whatever it is. But for you, learning how to say things that really matter, that assist people, will get them interested in continuing their curiosity and their investigation with you. That allows you to establish this two-way dialogue with people that they will hold near and dear, that is fundamentally different, better than most of the people who are talking at you. The one-way lecture thing is not as compelling as actually making people feel like there is a two-way dialogue going on. And this is the way in. So when you create this, just to wrap this up, you were going to have the instinct to say, I want to make something good. That is fine. Don't start there. Once you've mentioned it to yourself, put it aside and go do the good introspective and, personal investigation that will allow you to craft exactly that type of thing. You want to hear more about this? Reach out. What's the most interesting takeaway here for you? What is it that you really groove on? Speak later. Go get her.